The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both. And be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. These lines talks about how the poet came across a fork in the wood, and as he looked at the two split up roads, he was confused which road he would travel by. He kept observing for some time and realized that he cannot travel both the roads as he was a single traveler. As he looked down farther at one road, he could only see his view being blocked by the greenery of the woods as it vanished slowly in the undergrowth. These lines symbolically refer that or imply that one cannot predict one's future. One may not know what lies ahead, what would be his destiny. So, choosing between two similar things is indeed very difficult. Then took the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same. The poet has selected the second road and he thought it was better than the first one. Why? Because it was not traveled by many people. Now, this signifies that the poet loved to go through difficult roads and he wanted to do different things. However, this is again to console himself when he found it difficult to choose between the two roads. This is again to justify to himself whether he had made the right decision. It again also highlights the fact about people's nature that people love to take interest in the uncommon, and the poet wanted to do something similar like that. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first of another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. In these lines, the poet talks about that the two roads are identical and no one has stepped on the roads. And he decides that he would come back to the first road some other time. However, he again honestly confesses that it is not possible. Yes, it is not possible because the road that he has chosen would take him yet to other roads further into life, and one cannot turn back the clock once one had started his journey in life. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. In these lines, the poet predicts that one day he would be telling his success story about choosing the right road. These lines also signifies a kind of regret in the mind of the poet of not being able to take that road. That is why the title, The Road Not Taken. He feels or tries to convince his mind that he had made a difference in his life because he has taken the second road. So, children, you must know how important it is to make the right choice in life and then to move ahead and be successful. So, children, let's look at the rhyme scheme of the poem. The rhyme scheme is AB, AAB. You can keep this scheme in the rest of the stanzas, or you can move ahead with the rest of the letters like CD, CCD for the second stanza. The poet uses symbolism in the poem. The two roads symbolize the choices in one's life. The term yellow wood symbolizes the autumn season. It also gives us an imagery. The beautiful yellow and colored leaves of the trees during this season. It to where it bent in undergrowth is symbolically referring to the harder or the tough things that one has to go by in a chosen path. It was grassy and wanted where not only symbolizes the idea that the path was different, but it also signifies that it is a path that would be an ideal one to choose. Let's look at the message or theme of the poem. Now you'll find a number of messages and themes regarding this poem interpreted in various ways. However, let's take a more relevant one. The road not taken seems to hold out a message that life is a continuous journey, full of divergence now and then. The most important thing is, however, to move on without looking back at our choices, because right or wrong are just relative terms. We cannot get everything in life and have to make some choices. So, whatever direction in our life takes is determined by the choice made by us. So, in the journey of life, one can seldom come back to travel the roads one did not take them earlier. Now, let's look at the alliteration in the poem. Alliteration is a repetition of consonant sounds. In the first line, then, took, the is beginning with the consonant sound the. In the second line, was, grassy, and wanted were is beginning with the consonant sound were. So, this poem has a number of other poetic devices. You have not only alliteration, you have repetition, consonants, assonance, imagery, and parallelism. So, you try to find out what are these poetic devices and find out in the poem for examples of such devices. Imagery is a poetic device through which a poet tries to create visual imagery, beautiful images in the minds of the reader by using a single word or a phrase or a line or maybe a stanza. So, children, this poem is indeed a very meaningful and related to our lives. So, find out more about the poem till we meet in the next class.